started recording already. Hello everyone. I'm Christy and we just started a blog and I'm really excited about it. And my first post is, why should I teach my toddler about how our body works? Why do I thought that this was a really great place to start because I want to start a blog teaching toddlers how their body works. So why not say why? Excuse the lack of a tripod that is at home, and we are visiting my parents' farm and I'm loving it. I have just escaped to record a video for you guys while the girls are napping. Nana is watching them. So I have a few moments with you. So I thought I would do a quick video so you can either watch the video on YouTube or you can read the blog on my website. So if you're on YouTube, then go on and read more on the blog. I'm going to try and keep this short and succinct, which I am learning to do. And if you are watching or reading on the blog, watching on the blog, enjoy the blog and come over and check out YouTube. Subscribe because I will be adding more videos as I write more blog posts. So, what is my blog post about? Oh, why do I want to teach my toddler about how her body works? That's a lot, right? It's another thing because there's all the things in the world we should be teaching our toddlers, we should be teaching our children. The thing is toddlers and children, they learn different things at different times. My daughter, she learned colors at, her cousin was you're learning colors at 18 months. They're the same age. But she was focusing on social, emotional, and physical skills. The next year, she decided to work on colors. The thing is they were learning skills in a different order, and that's okay. So if you're not up to that right now, that's okay. And you know what? It's really important to meet the child at where they're at. So right now, my daughter loves playing doctor. So this is a great time to teach her more about the doctor and illnesses and things. So we will be focusing more on some of those things. I'll be doing a lot more teaching her how her body works right now. But if she was all about numbers and letters, then that's what I'd be teaching her. And because I love physiology, I would probably, incorporate some body stuff anyway, just because that's what I love. Easy ways to do it: just bring it into conversation, involve it in play, teach letters with the human body, teach colors with the human body, teach just when they're eating, talk about how the food moves through their system, how it becomes poop and changes in consistency when they eat different foods. We'll get into it. I digress. I'm going to learn how to keep these short and succinct. So I'm going to break it down for you. My 3 basic reasons why I teach my toddler about her body. Number 1, body awareness. So I teach her body parts. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, right? But more than that, I also teach her about her organs. I teach her about her brain. We can use our brain to think. And it helps us to manage our emotions. It helps us to do everything, right? So I teach her about her brain, I teach her about her stomach, about her lungs, about her internal organs. Why I do this? Well, for many reasons, right? I'm looking at my notes. They were out of order. It gives her communication tools. If you talk about the different parts of our stomach, often when we teach a kid about their stomach, they just point randomly to their midsection, right? If they just have like a sore tummy, the stomach is more sort of the left upper, we call them quadrants in the abdomen, left upper quadrant. Whereas if they have pain in their lower right quadrant, that could be nausea, vomiting, pain in the lower right quadrant. It's very well likely appendicitis, and you need to get them to the hospital as soon as possible. So it can help to locate certain types of pain, and it can give them communication tools to talk to you about their body, help them communicate with you, and also help them to ask questions. It makes them more comfortable asking questions, and that's really important for them to be comfortable talking to you about their body and how their body works. I talked about the brain. Yes, I teach her about the brain. I teach her about the stomach. I teach her about the lungs. But health is about more than physical health. It's also about the brain. It's about mental health. And so by teaching her about the brain, I can give her emotional regulation tools. I can teach her about the upstairs and the downstairs brain and emotional regulation strategies to go with that. I can teach her about how the brain works so that she can use her brain to the best of her ability. I also teach, reason number 2 of why I teach my toddler about how her body works is because it helps with healthy habit formation. Okay, if I teach her how her body works and I teach her how to build healthy habits, she can take care of herself better. So when it comes to washing herself in the bathtub, she's not great at that. She's a toddler. It's okay. But I have some activities that are in the blog, and I'll be doing some videos on Instagram. Might post some shorts here. If she's washing herself in the bath, sometimes she just goes, "Oh, wipe, my arm's clean." But no, it's not quite clean yet. So there's some activities there to talk to them about and show them what unseen germs are, what they can use to clean themselves better and fully and more effectively. Healthy habits and healthy habit formation, it can help encourage a healthy relationship with food. You can encourage safety habits, like why do we wear a helmet? It's just annoying. It's on our head and it gets in the way. Why do we wear seatbelts? I don't like being restrained. Why do we even wear them? Why do we wear sunscreen? I don't want to wear sunscreen. Why do we wear it? There's a reason for that, and we can actually teach toddlers these things. They have the capacity to learn and take on so much more than we ever imagine, than we even understand, right? It can teach emotional well-being. I touched on that again earlier. We can show them the consequence of healthy habits and unhealthy habits. Toddlers and children need to learn about consequences because there are consequences in life. There are positive consequences and there are negative consequences. And they, like it or not, they will be exposed to consequences in life. So as parents, we need to teach them about positive and negative consequences and where was I going? Teach them about these consequences, and so that they can put healthy habits in place that will lead to positive consequences and away from unhealthy consequences. Or, it's not so straightforward as referring to positive and negative. All of these things, there is so much more I can dive into on this episode, and that's why I'm pausing, because I want to dive in and I'm stopping myself. So if there's anything that you want me to go into more detail on, please leave that in the comments. Please tell me, hey, could you do a blog post on this, or could you do a YouTube video on this? I'd love to learn more. Absolutely, I would love to. So make sure you leave that below. All right. On the blog, there are 3 activities to teach good hand washing. I touched on that already. There's a great experiment. There's cover their hands in cocoa. That's a great one, right? They have to wash the cocoa off and they can see it, and you can talk about germs, and the cocoa's like germs because cocoa's actually hard to get off. It's a good one. And you can even poke a Play-Doh person with a whole lot of dots, and then you can smooth them out, and it takes effort, and you can talk about how germs are invisible and these are like germs, and so that's why you need to wash everywhere, even if you can't see it on your hands. How do you encourage a healthy relationship with food? Because I touched on that as a habit. Well, a healthy relationship with food, I think, personally, is a reflective relationship with food, because foods aren't necessarily a healthy and unhealthy. There are sometimes foods and there are everyday foods, right? And so if you teach them that sheep, during my concentration. I love this topic, but I am so easily distracted. You'll probably find that as we watch videos. Hopefully it ends up more entertaining and less distracting. I'll work on it. So a healthy relationship with food, it's so important to be reflective. When you have a reflective relationship with food, it's, hey, how does this make me feel? I have a sandwich. Okay, does the sandwich make me feel good? Does the sandwich cause bloating and make me feel a bit yuck? Well, maybe I have a gluten intolerance. It's really important for us to teach our children to be reflective, because a sandwich, while it's healthy for one person, it might not be healthy for another. And then you can teach them the differences between sometimes food and everyday foods. And I'm thinking about making a printable on that soon, an activity that would be really fun. I think Denai would enjoy that, and let me know if you might too. So I said 3 reasons why I teach my toddler about how her body works. Number 1, body awareness. I teach her body awareness. Number 2, I teach her healthy habit formation. And number 3, I cultivate empathy. So I love this one. I think it's so important and overlooked. There are so many people that they will meet who struggle with one thing or another. And we all struggle with our health in some way or another, right? Somebody might have a sore leg. Somebody might have asthma. Somebody might have allergies. Somebody might have glasses. They have asthma, and my daughter understands about the lungs and how they work, and she understands about breathing, and that a narrowed airway makes it harder to breathe and a broad airway makes it easier to breathe. Then she can understand someone with asthma, and maybe we can talk about ways that she can love and help somebody who is having an asthma attack, or somebody who has asthma and it affects their ability to play. So maybe when she's playing with somebody with asthma who's maybe struggling with the running, maybe she can find a different way, and they can find a way to play together. Yes, Daniel Tiger, we love Daniel Tiger in our house. I know people find it annoying, but honestly, it is such a good teaching tool. My daughter really responds to music, so you'll probably hear me reference that a lot. Music is an amazing teacher. So teaching about the body helps to cultivate empathy. If I'm going to teach her, I'm so excited to teach her about this. I'm going to teach her all about eyes and nearsightedness. So I'm going to teach my daughter all about nearsightedness and farsightedness, maybe get some gelatin out, make an eye model. That'd be really fun. Yes, my brain, I'm getting some fun creative ideas. Let me know if you're in on that one. That'll be a really fun one. So teaching her about the body and playing with it and having so much fun, it can teach her empathy, because it can help her to understand more of what's behind somebody's issues. They've got a stomach tube. If she understands how the body processes food, she can understand why someone might need a stomach tube and support them. Bullying is such a big issue, right, in our schools and with young people. Let's give them more understanding and help to cultivate empathy and encourage them to support and love people who have physical challenges. There are so many out there. My brother is one of them. He's in a wheelchair, and you can read more about it in my blog post. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to close out and just say I talked a little bit about some of the emotional regulation learning tools. I talked a little bit about emotional regulation, the fact that I teach my daughter about her brain and I give her emotional regulation tools. So what I did is I made some printable resources, and we color in the faces, and we talk about body language. If somebody's angry, what might their body be looking like when they're doing that? If let's think about a time when you felt angry and draw about when you felt that time. And there's some blank faces. There's some really cool worksheets. I'll pop the link below if you want to join our email list. If you want those worksheets, join our email list, because I send the email list some free worksheets and activities every now and then to do with the human body. I will be sharing with you guys when I have really cool, extra awesome activities. So if you want to hear more from me and you want some more freebies, sign up to that. The link is in the description. Or if you're on the web page, then the link should be embedded in the blog. So scroll down, pop your email in, and it should download for you automatically when you subscribe. So enjoy. It was really good to talk to you. I'm excited to embark on this journey of blogging and YouTube with you all. May you have an amazing rest of your day.